It's been a long day. Okay, it's 11:05 p.m. Seattle time in Mount Vernon. Hello, it's October 1st, 2015. We're rolling right into October 2nd. If you close your eyes, we will be into 2020. That's what it feels like anyway, doesn't it? I actually don't like to share this shit because, well, for one, it hurts. But for another, what happened was it was wrong. It was just wrong. I found the need. I found the guy that I loved. God, loved him at age 12. Anyway, that's a whole other story to other things. When I became pregnant, my grandmother told me that I was going to abort the baby immediately. I wasn't even fully developed yet, and I know it. I will say that I fought her. I said, no, you can't take my baby. How can you take my baby? It was really hard. And I looked at her and said, it's my baby. You know, I want to love my baby. You guys wanted to get rid of me and you couldn't get rid of me. True story. Anyway, she tried everything. Stressing me out. Screaming at me constantly. Hoping to God I'd miscarry. I didn't miscarry. I started spotting blood for a little bit. It's under a lot of pressure, you know. It was a lot of pressure, and the father of the baby, of course, was more than willing to marry me, and I was more than willing to be very, very underage. In Colorado, it is against the law for anybody under the age of 16 to get married without a parental consent. That's true for anybody under 18. Under 16, there is no marriages in Colorado. Tough. Judge said no to the marriage. She's a baby. No. But the social worker there said that no one could tell me to get rid of my baby. It's my baby, not theirs. And while they understood the upset and the total disgust of my parents, they had to realize that I was not going to get rid of that baby. Okay, fine. Well, it went real well. Then a couple days later, she and I were fighting really bad verbally. And she picked up her sewing scissors and she came at me. Because one way or the other, that in you is going to come out. And I said, and I pushed her away. I slapped her, actually. And I picked up my purse and I ran out the door. I was running down the street. I mean, running. I was hysterical. I couldn't go back there. She's going to kill me and the baby. Or just kill the baby. I didn't know, but all I knew was I was not in safe hands. You know. Anyway, a nun pulled over. And she was driving a station wagon. And she just said, she goes, are you okay? Are you going to be okay? And I looked at her and I was crying. I said, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill my baby. They're going to do anything possible so then I do not embarrass this family. Yeah, let me tell you, that woman, I loved my grandmother. Boy, she could be real stubborn and to be honest with you, it was just, in my opinion, just wrong. She had no right to tell me anything. No, you don't. So, I ended up taking a ride with Nun And she said they had facilities for me and the baby, and that I could give the baby up for adoption. And I didn't want to do that either. But and that's when the nun said, she goes, you know, I know you don't want to. You really want that little baby. So that little baby needs a home and someone who can take care of it. You haven't even finished school yet. You, you know, got to do this and that and the other. And anyway, I agreed with the nun. I did not disagree with her. But I ended up marrying the baby's father in Vernal, Utah. It's the only place that would allow anybody at that time, at that day and age, where they had actually lowered, they always had a low marriage rate there anyway, but now they don't. It's up to where everybody else is. But back then, in the early 70s, it was age 13 that you could get married in the state of Utah. I got married in the state of Utah, and, you know, I was married to the guy for quite a long time for a kid. So, the point being, I believe that if you absolutely need to have an abortion, then get it right away. But right now, with the day after pill, there is no excuse to allow a pregnancy to even start. It can take up to 5 days for a few sperm to fight each other's way to one egg to enter it. Sometimes 2 weeks. That's why people say, oh, the math doesn't add up. How did she get pregnant? I wasn't there. You don't have to be there the very minute. You can just be there for that day, and that sperm could be circling around that little egg like a satellite and finally penetrate it. It takes up to 5-6 days sometimes 7. That's why doctors want you to keep your legs up and to relax and not go to work and doing this and that when you're having a hard time getting pregnant. I could tell a woman how to get pregnant. When I was a kid, all you had to do was just put slippers underneath my bed that said boy on it. I was pregnant. Never had to touch me. It was an immaculate slipping condition. Anyway, but serious, you know, to abort an infant after a certain time is just too much. You know, 8 weeks, you can hear a heart. Now, the heart's always beating, by the way, so you just don't hear it until about the 8th week. But that time, that baby has a brain stem, a heart. It's now developing, you know, little hands and legs, and it reacts to music. It's not reacting out of just instinct. Make it sound like babies are just not part of us. What the hell? It's our bodies. We're carrying a child, not an amoeba. We're carrying a live cell. It's not a dead cell. You do not have a dead cell in order to make human life. If you have dead cells in your body, you are probably dead or very infected with something that you probably wouldn't be able to get pregnant with. I heard a little gal say, well, it's not alive. That egg's not alive. Well, that egg is alive. It may not be human, but it's alive. It has to be alive. And that sperm, it is a little wiggle waggle, reminds me of a pollywog. But it's alive. It's not a human, but it is of the human body, and so is that egg. Therefore, it is the two necessities, the two very cells you need to make one human, or several, whatever happens to your body. Do I believe in abortion? I believe in abortion to a point. But with the day after pill, there is no reason except stupidity. And if parents are not teaching their children because they think, my child wouldn't do that, well, I got news for you. Your child will do it sooner or later. There are things called hormones that override the senses of anybody. I mean, come on. We can pretend, we can say, oh, no, not our child. Well, our children are having babies and not knowing how they're having them and drowning them in toilets. By the way, if that's going to happen, can you get the kid to a hospital? Leave it there. There'll be no questions asked, or a police station. Do not leave at a church. Churches are not open 24 hours a day. Either are fire departments anymore. So we are recommending hospitals and police stations with real people there. Go in there with a baby. No questions will be asked. Just leave the baby. You know? And they want to make sure that the person who had this doll is not going to bleed out because the placenta did not completely eject itself. And there's a lot to this, folks. I mean, you know, we've got a lot of little gals out there who have given birth to babies in their bedrooms, in the bathroom stalls, bled out. Some of them have killed their own children because they were scared someone would find out. They're going to find out anyway. They're going to be able to tell that you're the one who had the baby. So, my gentle advice is to go to the hospital or to the police station, hand over your child, and then ask to be released from all responsibility. You're a kid. And of course, if you're a kid, nobody told you about the day after pill. Get it. It's just, this whole thing, it's the whole debate now is turned to ridiculous. We have the ability to stop the pregnancy, to stop it, to halt it, without going in there and terminating the pregnancy. We're just going to stop it from the beginning. It just makes no sense, none. This is my body. I can do and I can say what I want. And no one's going to tell me that I have to take care of this thing in me that's taking all my nutrients. Well, that thing in there is taking all your nutrients, but you laid with the guy, you laid with the girl, you take the responsibility. Pay for your own abortion then, but don't do it late term. Or better yet, drive together after you realize, uh-oh, we had sex without using any precautions, and get the day after pill. Not every place carries it, and it costs about $36 a pill. I advise you use your money wisely and save for it. I also advise you to use your brains before you decide that your body is yours and doesn't belong to anybody else's. Once that baby's in you and it's developing, and it's responding to everything you think and hear and say and argue and all the crap that people do, and tell me that that's not a human being. That is a human being. Take responsibility for a third person. Can we do that, people? This is my body. Yes, it is your body. Nobody should be able to allow to hit you, rape you, touch you, or murder you. If you get pregnant, you have the right in a rape to terminate immediately. Or if you're raped, you should go into the hospital and get a rape kit done and have them give you the day after pill. There's no more excuses. Everybody, get together now and become responsible. Lord. Do I think a 5-year-old should have a child? No. That pregnancy would have been terminated. The one over in Brazil that was a little 10-year-old girl that was tinier than a 6-year-old should have been terminated immediately. Sometimes we lose our thinking and how we think about who should carry a baby and who should not. 10-year-old does not carry a baby. Neither does a 5-year-old. When you find out those who did impregnate these little things, these little tiny babies themselves, shoot them! Let's abort them! I'm getting so sick of the crap. You know, take responsibility. And I don't want to hear, it's my body. What is your body? What do you know about your body? What does your body supply? Do you know the anatomy of your body? Yeah. National Institute of Health is the best place I know of to get any information about these sorts of quote-unquote body part spreading. Stem cell research is still going on. But body part trading, they're too small of organs. And to grow those separately is this whole other science. Okay? Similar science, we should have to use human cells. They are human. Anyway, I'm done with my rant. Kind of fed up. It's kind of ridiculous that I have to argue with a man. And secondly, it's ridiculous if a woman has to be convinced that this is the day after pill. So let's just leave it at that and let's grow up and use it. Because I got news for you, ladies. You know, that may be our only chance for some kind of real humanity. Okay, God, it's barbaric. Just barbaric.